Lythe on strike. Chappell bowls to him, and the first ball's crashed away for 4 runs. Too short from Chappell, and a very comfortable shot out to the point boundary by Adam Lythe. Here is Chappell bowling off the back foot. Nice shot, Lythe. Same shot that he got off the mark with, really. Perhaps a little shorter, the delivery, and he's punched it away to the point boundary for 4 runs.
Comes in again, short of length. Bean will get his first boundary of the match with a very nicely executed cut shot. Here he comes again, wide of off stump, driven square by Adam Lythe, in fact backward of square, opened the face, super shot over the top of it, along the deck all the way.
Dahl once again full and straight and handsomely driven through extra cover from Adam Lythe, and although there was a hand on it, it's not enough, and it sails into those advertising hoardings at the east stand. Once again from the Howard stand end, he's got Lythe to nick off again, and it's gone through first slip. Lythe's shaped to hit that through mid wicket and almost got a leading edge that went behind him.
Who are in and around the England setup as well. Lovely shot from Finlay Bean. He'll feel a lot better about life after that one. Blair Tickner.
Dahl's in now to Finlay Bean, hitting on the pads, and he's been given out LBW. Bean is going to have to be dragged off, I think. He stared down the umpire there. Dahl once again to Masood, who plays this late and just runs it down through the slip cord. He's going to get 4 runs for it in front of that North. Anuj Dahl around the wicket to Masood again, a bit fuller and straighter this time, and Masood climbs into that one. Beautiful on drive up to the Howard stand end. Yorkshire move on to 54.
Chappell bowls, that's driven beautifully by Masood. That'll be 4. Just to the onside of the stumps at the bowler's end, straight back.
Slip cordon from both ends as Dahl is in, and he's got Masood to play a bit of a false shot there, turned him inside out, but the class of Masood's been able to run that down to third man for 4 more runs. Dahl is in around the wicket again. This time he's too straight on the pads of Masood, and he just glances that one through mid-wicket for 4 runs. Dahl once again to Sham Masood. He's too straight again. This time it goes behind square, and it's tickled down to a very fine leg for 4 more runs. Dahl on his way once again to try and get out of this over, and he's short and wide, and it's cut away just in front of square.
Here comes Chappell again and bowls. That one is driven gloriously by Masood, rather, for 4 runs out to the extra cover boundary. It's slowing up a little, but the fielders were nowhere near it.
You sounded like Brendan Rodgers then.
Here comes Chappell. It's driven straight, hits the stumps. It was that straight. It ended up putting Lythe on his back, but it's gone for 4. That's how hard he hit it. I think it went through the stumps. Zach Chappell. He's in again and bowls to Masood, who drives. Oh, and that's brilliant. No, it isn't brilliantly stopped by Lewis Rees. I thought he'd got his hand on it. It's actually gone down.
He's been in a fair bit longer than Shan, but he's gone. He's gone. They've finally taken a catch at slip, and Aaron Donald, who put one down. Derbyshire won the toss, but Yorkshire into bat. Yorkshire, by the way, made 2 changes. Matthew Revis and Matthew Fisher back in for Dan Moriarty and Mickey Edwards, who's out with injury. And it's been a difficult start in favourable bowling conditions for Yorkshire. 40 he made in 10 boundaries from 25 deliveries and was out when the score was on 92. As Adam Lythe has just hit another 4 off the bowling of Lewis Rees, this time down the ground, so all sorts of different shots from Lythe.
Particularly good as Dahl bowls to Lythe, edged and past the man at second slip and down to the third man boundary for 4, and that isn't the way perhaps Adam Lythe would have wanted to have got to a half century, but he thoroughly deserves.
Rees comes in, it's wide of off stump, beautiful, that is beautiful. Joe Root, stand and admire. That's wide of off stump on the half volley.
Pat Brown is in once again from the Howard stand end, right arm around the wicket, and he's too full this time, and Adam Lythe just leans on that one and it just bisects. Slight difference there as Pat Brown is in, and he's too full and wide outside Adam Lythe's off stump, and once again Adam Live just plays a beautiful stroke.
Domestic competition as Brown bowls, and he's driven gloriously by Lyth, who doesn't even bother to move. It went past Harry Kame in a flash out towards the extra cover boundary. Beautiful. It's got absolutely nothing in here as Pat Brown bowls, and that one is cut away down to the in between backward point and wide third man for 4. I'm not going to argue.
Ooh, good delivery this time. Chappell has the measure of Root, who's going to get away with it with a top edge, shoulder of the bat sort of area, and it's gone between. Chappell in. Oh, now then, it's aerial, and there's a dive from Gully. Clearly not quite close enough to get a hand on the ball because that continued to travel. And he does to Lyth, who's flicking very purposefully off his legs for 4 through mid-wicket. Lovely shot. He was just slightly. Chappell in. Lyth. Ooh, has he gone here? He has. That's the end of Adam Lyth. Caught behind, a feather through off the bowling of Chappell, and Brooke Guest takes his wicket.
Batters at the crease for Yorkshire. Short and wide again. This time it's cut away backward of point. There's going to be a bit of work to do for the Derbyshire fielder down there. And he's outstretched along the ground, but he can't stop it.
2 superb players and a superb shot by Harry Brooke. Chappell over pitching. Said it at Lord's last week when we saw an example of it, and I'll say it again today. Chappell in again. Oh, look at that. Absolutely hammered away off the back foot. Just the teeniest, tiniest bit of room afforded by Zach Chappell's delivery. Man set back in front of square leg, and he's not going to be needed here. That's not a good delivery at all by Lewis Rees. Just short of half volley length, really. And Harry standing tall from the crease, and he's just lofted that straight back over the bowler's head. Rees in again. Up there to drive. Invitation accepted once more by Harry Brooke, and 4 more for Harry Brooke. Wide of off stump this time, not dissimilar in length to the one that he'd smashed back down the ground.
46 with another boundary.
You know much about plastering, do you?
Not really, no. Just
no, that'd be handy. Thompson is in, and that's driven through the offside by Joe Root, and will be 4. He's being chased down by Anuj Dal, but he was never going to get there. And Root moves on to 51. It's been an excellent Joe Root sort of an innings, really.
Rees in and bowls, and it's smashed back over his head by Brooke for 6. Blimey, that's gone a long way. Hassan Adan raises his hands. The 250's up for Yorkshire, 252 for 3. And the shoulders slump a little more. 252 for 3. Rees bowls, smashed out towards long off, wide long off for 4 more by Brooke. He's not going to mess about here. He's in again and bowls to Root, who just late cuts that one beautifully in between the slip and the gully, and it's going to race away down to probably the longest part of the boundary, down at a very wide third man for 4 runs. Ben Aitchison was chasing it, so was an Aaron Donald. Neither looked like they were ever going to get there, and Root moves to 58. In comes Rees again, puts a bit of effort into that one, and it's just dispatched out towards the extra cover boundary, the cover boundary really, by Harry Brooke. That was a terrific shot. Absolutely minimum effort.
Back to the spin of Thompson again, and how he comes out the reverse sweep from Joe Root now and just adds to Derbyshire's problems. The ball going down to third, past the slip.
Tickner's in, and that one is carved into the ground. Nicely fielded when it went straight to him, really. And Aaron Donald. Gully